Hi everyone, welcome to our CoolSculpting event. I'm here with two of our other aesthetic providers for Music Dermatology. We are all CoolSculpting University Master graduates. My name is Casey.
Hi, my name is Leslie. I'm an RN.
And my name is Nancy, and I'm a medical assistant.
Make sure you guys stay tuned to the very end of our presentation. We will have a live Q&A where you guys can submit your questions and they will be answered by one of either myself or one of my team members live.
We will be having giveaways and specials, and the winner will be notified via email.
Be sure to get in on our specials by tomorrow, Friday, April 19th. CoolSculpting is a non-invasive way for you to get rid of fat by freezing your fat cells.
You and me together, we could be anything, anything. You and me together, we could be anything.
Unlike some of the other fat reduction technologies on the market, CoolSculpting Elite is the only FDA-cleared treatment to eliminate up to 9 different areas of fat on the body.
The FDA has cleared 9 areas of the body to be treated. We'll start from your head and we'll go down. Submentally, you can treat your chin area. You can also treat the bra area underneath the back. You can do your abdomen, your flanks, your thighs, and your banana roll.
Everyone's treatment plan is uniquely formed for their needs. We typically recommend you doing 2 treatment sessions. They're usually about a month apart from each other.
Many people are good candidates for CoolSculpting. CoolSculpting treats the fat that is in front of the muscle, not behind the muscle. So it's basically that fat that you can squeeze, because basically if you can squeeze it, then we can freeze it. The ideal candidate, especially if you're someone who's on a weight loss journey, we recommend that you're within about 15 to 20 pounds of your ideal weight. That way, when we are starting to treat you, we are doing a little bit more sculpting that will just help your results overall.
The downtime varies with individual, just like every procedure you could possibly have cosmetically. To let you know, I would say ideally your downtime would be maybe 2 weeks. You're going to have swelling, you can have bruising, but you can do your normal routine. The next day or even that afternoon, you could go to the gym. Hydrate is a key because you do need to flush this out of your system. So it just varies on every individual. I think personally myself, I was numb for a couple weeks, but it's all worth it.
we're on our weight loss journey and we start to lose weight, we don't get to decide what areas that weight comes off of. At the age of 25, the number of fat cells you have are the same number of fat cells that you have for the remainder of your life. They're just bigger or they're smaller at certain times. So whenever you can couple CoolSculpting with a weight loss program, especially like Semaglutide or any of those newer weight loss programs that are out there, this just helps us we can actually go in and remove the fat from the areas that even, your weight loss isn't removing them from. So that's what we like to say. We can kind of sculpt it in that area.
You and me together, we could be anything, anything. You and me together, we could be anything, anything.
Thank you all so much for joining us today and sticking through the whole entire presentation.
So the giveaways will be contacted either via email or by telephone.
At the conclusion of our event, make sure that you check your text message and reply back if you would like to come in for a complimentary consultation, and we will contact you tomorrow to get that scheduled.
We're going to be starting our Q&A, so we would love to hear from you, so please submit through our Q&A box.
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm one of the medical assistants here at Music Dermatology.
Hello, my name is Leslie. I'm one of the registered nurses, and me and Nancy are both master clinicians in CoolSculpting.
First of all, I want to thank you so much for joining our event this evening. We want to let you know if you buy one area, you get the second area 50% off.
We also have an amazing raffle giveaway. So 1 free CoolSculpting treatment plus 1 free month at Hotworks Studio here in Swansea.
Perfect. Okay, I do have some wonderful news.
Yay!
We just found out in the last few hours that we will be offering Semaglutide. That is the injection for weight loss. So since it is new, we still are working out the details. We are projecting for May the 1st. So keep up with us and we'll let you know.
Well, we will go ahead and get started in on our Q&A. One of the questions that we've got is, can you do the neck area? That's a great question. We call it submental treatment. We usually can treat right here underneath the chin. Sometimes it can take 2 applicators or 3 or 1, just depending on how much bulk you have there. The actual neck itself is not treated, but underneath in the chin area.
Okay, I'm going to go to another question, and it's to do with the downtime. Is there downtime, or can I return to work after my appointment? I do believe that we addressed this earlier in our preview, but I do want to let you know, yes, definitely you can go back to work. You might be a little uncomfortable being numb. Other than that, you're fine. Bruising, swelling, all that is normal. Hydration is key, and you'll be fine. There's no reason not to go back to work unless you just don't want to.
Okay. How many areas can be treated in one session? We actually have 2 machines. They're right behind us here. So honestly, we can do 4 treatments at the same time to those areas, but also, we can do as many treatments that in areas that are treatable in the day, just as long as we're not going over the same area twice.
Okay, let's do another. Do I need to be an ideal body weight before I start my CoolSculpting treatments? Ideally, yes. Realistically, 20 to 25 pounds within your ideal weight. We understand that that is a hard thing, but this is a lifestyle change. You need to change your eating habits. You need to change your exercise. It's not a weight loss program. Yes, it's going to help with you, but ideally we would prefer that you're going to get a better treatment. And if you're going to spend the time to do this, you need to do it right. And we would recommend, yes, that you do lose your weight.
So there was a question on here that talked about Raynaud's. Raynaud's is, actually I have that as well, but unfortunately it is intolerant to cold treatments. So if you have Raynaud's, I don't recommend doing CoolSculpt.
Okay, let's see. I see a gentleman is asking a question here. Is this something a guy can get done? I would love to get my stomach done to reduce the size for my wife. Very nice. And what did it say? Bring out the old six-pack. All right, well, we specialize in six-pack. Men do great with us. As long as it's not the visceral fat, meaning the fat on top of the muscle, you would be an excellent candidate. And of course, we would love you to come in and we can evaluate you. But yes, we can help you get that six-pack. Yes.
Okay, so I work out, do weights, but just can't get my belly to look like I want. I am 55 and have that menopause thing going on. Would I be a good candidate? Yes, I mean, I would say the ideal candidate is those areas that are just, you can't get rid of with just diet and exercise alone. I feel like those are the best candidates and you can see the best results with that. So yes, I think that's a great candidate.
Okay, let's see here. If you have had an area treated in the past, is it possible to have it treated again to see more results? Yes, as long as it's been more than 90 days, we can definitely reevaluate. And sometimes we've done the master's class together and we've learned every time we've gone. The first time we learned, it was more to do the bulk. We've learned more layering techniques, we'll do your bulk first and then we'll sculpt secondly. So there's different techniques that they're coming out with all the time to get you your ultimate result. So yes.
Okay. The ideal question, what's the cost of each session? Typically each cycle or each area that we do has a cycle and they are anywhere between 400 to 600 per cycle. We would need to see you in consult and to determine how many that you may need. Typically it is a 2-session treatment.
Let's do, how long do the results last? Well, it's like I said, it's a lifestyle change. It's going to take the fat away forever in that one area. You will never gain the fat back in that one specific area. Now, that's not to say if you gain weight, it can go somewhere else. But as long as you're staying on your regimen, you should be fine and it should stay gone for as long as you do your regimen.
Okay. So it says, can you do arms as well? Yes, we can do arms. Typically underneath the arm here where we also have the arm flap, that's usually a great place for treatment. Once again, just depending on how big the area is would depend on how many cycles you would need there.
So I don't know if I need to go back to the fat grow in the other areas that are not treated. It's just like gaining weight. You know, when you gain weight, I think the first place you usually gain it as a woman, I mean, I gain it in my face or in my hips and my buttocks. You can gain weight if you're not eating right. So, you know, diet is key.
So what is determined as a small area versus large? It just kind of depends on the areas. We have different applicators that we can use, different sizes that we will treat in certain areas, depending on whether if it's a larger cycle or a smaller cycle, just depends on how much we need to contour to your specific area of concern.
Can you assist those with mobility issues? Yes, we can. As long as your doctor knows that you're having this done, we would probably recommend you speak with him first to know what kind of medications you're on. We don't really treat over scars. We don't treat over hernias. So there are certain specific things that we do have to be aware of and know the contradictions.
Okay. So it says, can the knees be treated? And if we have an area that's off-label, we can't guarantee that it's going to work in that area. There's a lot of different conditions that also can a factor to certain areas, but we can definitely assess and see if that area could be treated as long as it's pinchable fat. But with it being an off-label area, I wouldn't say that you're 100% going to see the result that you want.
Okay, I see one I like. Does it hurt? I am a wimp. I'm going to tell you the first 5 to 7 minutes, it's a little uncomfortable. Then it goes numb. If you've ever stuck your foot in a bucket of ice, that's your feeling. It's going to get really cold at first, and then it's going to go numb, and you don't care. We do massage 2 minutes afterwards, and you might not like that. It's a little uncomfortable. But other than that, you know what? You get through it. We're going to make you comfortable. And if you're uncomfortable, we're going to do all that we can to make sure that it's okay. But the question, does it hurt? A little bit.
A little bit. One other common thing is people can sometimes feel a little nauseous right after we take off the applicator and do the massage. So we offer water and, let you rest, give a few minutes, put your feet up, make sure you're comfortable before we move on or treat any more area.
And it's good to have a little bit to eat before you come.
Yeah,
so if you're first thing in the morning, piece of toast, something like that is fine
Just
too.
a little something in the stomach.
It's good to have someone there. Let's see. I guess I just had my fifth shot of semaglutide. When would it be appropriate to try the CoolSculpting? Anytime. You can come in tomorrow, we'll evaluate, and we'll get you in next week. Anytime is good.
Let's see.
What are the options for the back of the arms? Options meaning we usually do the part that waves goodbye.
Yeah. Flab.
Your flab right here. So this would be off label if you did anything in this area. So we're pretty stickler about where we need to go. We would go right here, just under the flab area. And you can do one applicator here and one applicator here. We do what's called, we cross them over.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of overlap.
Overlapping is something that we actually learned the last time we were in the CoolSculpting event. So that's a good result.
Let's see. How long does it last if continue healthy lifestyle? So at this, as we're in our adulthood, we have as many fat cells that we're going to have. If you continue to eat and have a not healthy lifestyle but not exercising, those fat cells can continue to get larger. So we get rid of those fat cells, but the fat cells that are still there will still have it continue to get larger if you don't continue a healthy lifestyle.
Is there any sort of replacement for liposuction? This is the minimal downtime. It's non-invasive. When you're doing liposuction, you're being put under. You're taking a bigger risk. You can talk to us the whole time you're doing this. You can watch TV. You can drink water. You won't be put out at all. So this is
little downtime.
Yeah, this is non-surgical. So that's why it's such a great procedure to do. There's not many risks.
Okay. Are there any side effects to be aware of? I mean, the biggest ones are swelling, maybe a little numbness to that area. Sometimes numbness can last up to 2 weeks. Sometimes it's just tender and sore, or if you bump into something and you'll be like, oh, wow, I forgot I had that treated there. It's, you're going to be tender and sore. There are some very rare side effects. We can go into that in more detail, but it's very slim, and CoolSculpting will help you out if any of those things would ever happen.
I love this one. Go back here. Scroll down just a little bit further. I'm sorry. Keep going. Here we go. This will make you feel wonderful. I have had great results with my previous treatments. Yes. I'm wondering if there's a discount to do just one. Of course. Yes, there is.
You said there is swelling. Is it minimal, like lips, or very noticeable? It depends on the area. So like your abdomen, I feel like we treat pretty aggressively with a lot of cycles at one time. So you may notice that your jeans might fit a little more snug the next few days after, up to a week, but just wear your comfy pants, right?
Let's see what else. Good question. Does the inner thighs have good results to remove stubborn fat? Well, we want to be able to grab this fat. Inner thighs, I'm not going to mislead you, is probably one of the more difficult areas to treat. We don't want to do what's called a shark bite. As you know, your inner thighs, you have the shape. We want to keep that nice shape. We don't want to indent in your inner thighs. So we have different applicators. So we use one what's called a flat. So it does go flat and it will take 25% of the fat off. So it just depends. That's a tricky area, and if you're not a candidate, we won't treat you. I'm sorry for that, but we'll make sure you get a good result.
All right. Does it work on hanging belly? Does it tighten skin? So unfortunately, CoolSculpting does not treat hanging skin. If that hanging area has bulk or fat to it, it can treat that, but it will not do anything for loose, saggy skin. I know a lot of people who lose a lot of weight have come in wanting to do it, but it won't work. You wouldn't be a very good candidate for sagging skin.
So to complement your question, a lot of people come in and they've had this skin, they've lost all this weight, and they don't want to have surgery. Some people can't have surgery for medical reasons. So they said, you know what, if I can just tuck it in my pants, I don't care. So as long as you're aware and we know that we're on the same page and you know what to expect, we can definitely help you do that too.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you drive yourself home after the treatment? Yes, you very, very safe, very minimal treatment. You can definitely drive yourself home. No problems.
Okay. How long does the treatment take? And I think you said it, but I forgot. That's okay. We have different applicators for different areas. The majority of them are 35 minutes. There are some for, we haven't done them in a long time, hour and 15, and the 45-minute one is the larger one. So, and when you come in, we'll sit down with you. We'll map out exactly where we're going to go, what we're going to do, and how long you'll be here. We'll make sure you know what's going on. We talk to you the whole time.
All right. If you have had a hernia, can the stomach be treated? Unfortunately, that's another contraindication. Most of the time with hernias, they do use mesh lining and other things that we would not want to cause you to have a re-herniated area. So you would not be a very good candidate.
Compare the pain level to other aesthetic treatments you've had. I'm game for this, but I think the lips hurt like a dog. I agree with you. The lips do hurt like a dog, but it doesn't last long and the results are amazing. So
just a few minutes to begin with.
You got to look at the end of the rainbow. I bet they're beautiful.
Okay. How long does the process take in the office? Like we said before, anywhere we take pictures, we do, have you change, we go over things, get you hooked up. I mean, it depends on the area and how many cycles you're doing, but typically I would expect to be here 2 to 3 hours, just depending upon how many areas we're doing.
How does the fat dissolve? It dissolves through your lymphatic system. So we ask you, hydrate, and you'll get rid of that fat.
All right. If I had to choose one body part, where do you see the most success and where is it noticeable to others? Well, my favorite part or area to treat is the flanks, and that's because I feel like they respond the fastest. But the abdomen is a wonderful response as well. So abdomen and flanks would have to be my favorite. I don't know. What about you?
Abdomen. Abdomen for sure. That's a good one. Okay, let's see. Once you are healed, are the results noticeable? Oh my goodness. You'll notice after your first treatment a lot of times, and what you're going to notice, you may not notice it on those scale, but you'll notice it in your clothes. You'll put your pants on and go, oh my gosh, I couldn't get these on before, especially when it's your abdomen, especially when it's your flanks. You'll put stuff on and go, it takes up to 90 days before you
I was going to say that's the biggest thing
see
is
the results. So don't get discouraged.
It can take up to 3 months for you to see the end result after your treatment.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. It's not a quick gratification. You have to wait a few months to see the full results. Oh, no question. Thanks for doing this. You're welcome.
Oh, well, that's nice. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we were going to wrap things up. It was very nice hearing from all of you, and we are very excited that you joined us tonight.
So reply to text for either Semaglutide or CoolSculpting. But I'm going to tell you, you need to do both because they're going to be wonderful together. And
very
we are
well.
so excited to offer both of these wonderful procedures for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.